Welcome back to Chef's Corner here. Today we're going to be making some kind of Baja fish tacos. Okay, so we have some pretty simple ingredients. It's a nice, quick, easy dish to make at home. One generally I find the kids really like. You can also do prawns instead of fish if you want. We have some flour tortillas that we've got ready to go here. We have a little bit of guacamole, or you can just cut up some avocados. We have some thinly sliced jalapenos, a couple nice red radish, sliced really thin. Okay, some cilantro. And here we just have like a little chipotle mayo and for our coleslaw. Okay, so we mix the chipotle mayo in with the coleslaw. You have that ready to go. Generally I call the kids up, get them to make their tacos first, and then we cook the fish sort of thing. So what we can do obviously is first off, a little guacamole there on both sides. Put your tortilla shells side by side to help kind of stand them up a little. Next in with a little bit of the coleslaw. Get that nice crunch from it. At this point too, you can take your little jalapenos. As you can see, most of the seeds are out of it. The seeds are where the heat is. So if you don't have the seeds in, you kind of just get a little bit of heat, but you get that nice kind of sweetness and flavor from the jalapenos. Okay, so here we have our fry pan. We're heating it up. We have our fish here. We have some local gray cod that is very tasty. We've cut it up into like just little thin strips so it cooks nice and quick. We have our flour mixture here. There's no flour in it. It's cornstarch, rice flour, and then we have a little bit of this in there with a little Cajun seasoning and some smoked paprika. Okay. And you just add that into your bowl. Okay. The important thing about fish or any other meats that you're cooking, any other seafood, chicken, anything like that, is you want to make sure it's nice and dry before you start. Okay, don't pull it out of the package, season it on your plate, put it into the fry pan. It's gonna stick. Anything wet is gonna stick. Okay, so I've had this on the paper towel for a little while now. It's fairly nice and dry. Okay, now we're just gonna take a few pieces, add it into our flour, and you're just gonna toss it around. All right, so now we're gonna take our oil, we're gonna put it into our fry pan that we've had going here for a little bit. Be a little bit generous with the oil. Don't add your oil in until you're ready to cook, okay? If your oil sits there for a little while, it's just gonna burn and break down. For searing and cooking, I pretty much always use either canola oil or grapeseed oil. Don't use olive oil. Nobody uses olive oil, even though they do on TV all the time. Olive oil breaks down really easy and burns, okay? So now you're just gonna take your pieces of fish, okay, shake off your excess, lay them out flat. You get that nice little sizzle going. Don't crowd your fry pan. You don't want to lose the heat in your pan. We're just gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. We don't need to shake the pan. We don't need to flip it 10 times, anything like that. Less is more when you're cooking sometimes. Okay, and then here we have another plate with some paper towel on it for when it comes out of the pan. If you want, you can just move the oil around a little bit just to make sure each piece is still getting coated, but you don't really need to touch it yet. So now you can still hear it sizzling away. It's going well. Okay, so now we're just gonna take our tongs, flip it over. And you see it's just kind of nice, lightly browned, not too dark. Because there are some spices in here, they'll burn if your pan is too hot, which is where blackened cooking comes from. Okay, if you have to turn down your heat a little bit, control your heat if it gets a little too hot. If you hear the sizzle in your pan getting a little bit less and less, then turn your pan up. Obviously, the temperature has dropped in it. Okay, so our fish has been in here about 3.5 minutes or so now. Like I say, we flipped it already. It's just sitting in here. You can kind of just start to see if the meat pulls apart. You see it's like flaky in there. So we're pretty much good to go to the plate here. So we got our paper towel just to absorb that last little bit of grease. All right. You can see the fish, just light golden brown, a little bit of a crisp to it. All right, that's the advantage of the cornstarch and the rice flour. It's a little bit lighter and thinner, so it gets that nice little bit of crispiness as opposed to flour, which can kind of get a little bit gummy. All right, and next we're just going to the plate. We're just gonna layer a couple strips in there. All right, you don't need a whole lot for each taco. I'm definitely loading mine up with cilantro. You can put the stalks in there as well. Lots of flavor in it all. Okay, a couple nice bright little red radishes on there. Nice little crunch to it. A little bit of, just a little extra, little kick of flavor to it. And that's it, we're good to go. So you have some nice, healthy, light fish tacos, not deep fried and battered. So it's all good for the kids and everybody as well. So perfect for the patio in the summertime. Okay, so that's it, we're done here for today. Enjoy your tacos, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you guys can try and make this at home, get the kids involved as well. All right, good food, good friends, good times.